together, and this wasn't blackface or vaudeville. This was serious attempt at integrating a band. And so I like to collect music with a story, and that's one reason I was attracted to your father, Joe, because the story, Joe Von Battle was not just a record shop. It wasn't a record label. It was a community. And it's so well documented. It's just amazing. And people all over the world avidly try to find the records because they were only pressed in Detroit. Even though they were distributed, they were only done by mail directly from Joe himself. So it wasn't through a standard distribution network. So, as you state in your essay, Marsha, that the essay entitled Joe Von Battle, Requiem for a Record Shop Man, you know, he is regarded as a cornerstone of the Motown sound of Detroit music, and it's quite remarkable. He's believed to be the first African-American post-World War II era to have an independent record shop and an independent record producer right here in Detroit. And it was at 3530 Hastings Street, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you spent quite a bit of time in there. I can't imagine. Today, I can count, he issued 84 independent records. And just in the last 5 years, I've found 3 or 4 that didn't even they were not even known to exist, which is kind of exciting. And most were on 78s. And I brought some examples. We're going to listen to a little of them, but most were 78s. A few were on 45s, because 45s really didn't emerge until the late 50s as a standard.
So you must not be counting the works of the Reverend C.L. Franklin.
Well, not on chess, because that wasn't independent. I'm counting C.L. Franklin on JVB.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So she mentioned he recorded Aretha Franklin's first record when she was 12, but his first record was this little Oldham girl who was actually 11. And that was in 1947. I actually have a copy of that record up here to play and look at. He made 6 live recordings at the Palmer House Hotel in Detroit. And I want to play a little one of those because, you know, you can hear the amps humming, you can hear glasses tinkering, you can hear people talking. He just went in and set it up and put a microphone down, and the audio quality is phenomenal. And he issued 6 records that were recorded there. He recorded a 250-voice choir, which was pretty remarkable at the time with a portable reel-to-reel. Jazz, blues, doo-wop, rock and roll. He recorded a stunning guy named One String Sandy. He lived on the streets of Detroit. There's only one known photograph of him, and he only did 1 record, and it's called I Need $100. And he had a guitar on a piece of plywood with those glass electrical insulators with 1 string. And he really did play this 1-string guitar. And the only known photograph of him is at the Ann Arbor Folk Festival in the very early 60s. He recorded a very important civil rights event that record about the Alabama bus boycott, which we played here 2 years ago, which was catalyzed by the Rosa Parks incident. And so it's the first record that mentions Martin Luther King on recorded sound. And that was recorded right here in Detroit by
Hairston, Brother Will Hairston.
Who's also called the Hurricane of the Motor City. Mm-hmm. So this is the most important thing. What Joe Von Battle did was leave us a snapshot of what community really is. He indiscriminately had a lot of diversity with his recordings that captured the spirit of Detroit at the time. He recorded in bars, churches, street people, civil rights, and lots of jazz and blues and doo-wop and really cutting-edge early rock and roll. His record shop had a recording studio in the back, right? Mm-hmm. I've only seen a few pictures. Mm-hmm. And it was a community gathering place from a lot more than records. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just a record shop. And like you say in your essay, there were a lot of tastings going on. Mm-hmm. So I think there was quite a bit of drinking and socializing there. It was a community gathering place, and it was the anchor of the Black Bottom community on Hastings. He would play records out on the street. He had speakers outside the shop, and he would be playing his music, which drew a lot of crowds of people, and apparently it drew police too, right? Mm-hmm. Because so many people came. Drew musicians, family, friends, men, women, and children. There's one photograph on your website with a little boy in the back studio, and somebody's got a drink in their hand. You see a stack of those JVBs in that bright baby blue color, which is a fantastic photograph. So, something I took from your essay that I really liked is there was a guy named the Detroit Count, and he recorded about 1948 or 1949. I got this record up here. And in this record, he sings, as I'm quoting, you bring this to light in your essay, maybe that's why the record, Hastings Street Opera from the late 40s by the Detroit Count, rapped, at Joe's record shop, you can get anything there but a T-bone steak. Which I think says a lot about the community, right? And this was actually recorded, and I think that was Joe's third record he recorded in the late 40s. So, tying this into Dr. King, when I think Dr. King, I really think community. When I think of things like this is community. And this is a quote from August 15th, 1960 in Raleigh, North Carolina. He says, "There is another element that must be present in our struggle that then makes our resistance and nonviolence truly meaningful. That element is reconciliation." And this is an important part that ties it all together for me. Our ultimate end must be the creation of the beloved community. And he uses beloved community constantly, right? I mean, that's something that shows up a lot in his writings. But so I think your father, in honor, and I'm honored to meet you, that he really served us well by demonstrating that a record shop can be so much more than a record shop. He built a beloved community. People came together at Joe's. And that was said a little bit earlier. So I do want to, I just wanted to give a tribute to your dad and importance, and I'm just going to play maybe 30, 45 seconds of just a couple records, because I'm between the chocolate and you. And there's a lot of people.